started.
Oh, Horst from Germany. Kicks off with e4. Let's see. Oh, let's just play a normal opening. e4, e5. Okay, plays the Italian game. Let's see what line he chooses. You can play the Evans Gambit, or you can play this line with c3. And now, after I attack the e-pawn, you can defend it, or you can push on with d4. Yeah, this is the exciting way to play, leading to the Moeller Gambit. So you can move the bishop with check. And then you can win this pawn if he doesn't defend it. There are other ways to play at that point. You can actually bring the knight here and then sometimes win the... So what happened here? I think, yeah, you take with the bishop, that's it. Taking with the knight is a bit dangerous. And then, okay, he pushes on. So lots of pieces are hanging here. And there's a potential pin here on the e-file. But you've won a piece. So I think the move here is bishop f3, just retreating, bishop f6, retreating the bishop and letting him have his choice of which piece he wants to take back. Yeah, so he goes for this knight here. So I'm just going to castle to unpin. You know, I could play knight there. You know, I can only take one piece at a time, though, so we'll have to take a look at that in the postmortem and see what the main move is there. I'm not entirely sure anymore. Gotten to that point. Okay, so he got his piece back, but I'm still a pawn up, but I need to save this knight somehow. Knight here just gets taken. Here it gets taken. Here is possible, but that looks bad. Okay, maybe discovered attacks with the bishop. Maybe I'll go here and bring it over to the king side. And yeah, I can mess up my pawns a little bit like this. Still, it may be a messed up pawn, but it's an extra pawn, so he'll have to work to get it back. And this looks like a good bishop here. Okay, so he's going right for the mating attack on f7 there. Let's take the pawn back now. We'll get rid of that. You know, it's annoying to have that pawn influencing the e7 square. I may want to put a piece there, like a knight or a queen. So if he takes, which I think is just fine, I'll still be a pawn up. I'll have this extra d-pawn here. And that extra d-pawn mostly serves to imprison my bishop. So it's not like it's the world's greatest extra pawn. So let's find a plan for liberating the bishop. Let's see, if I play my pawn up immediately, the rook is hanging. If I take the bishop off, he'll take back with the rook. But then I can play my rook to...
Server announcement.
No, he can still take there with the queen. Maybe pawn a5, a4, and rook to a5. Gets the rook out of hock. Allows me to throw the b pawn forward, and I get the bishop moving. Yeah, let's start by taking this off. And I'll keep my queen on the bishop, so in case he's tempted for an exchange sack, I can do something there. And we'll play here. See if he wants to take the d-pawn yet. Not yet. He's playing this very logically. He's getting all his pieces into play. That's the way you do it. But now I do have this rook a5, so I'm getting another piece into play. And after the rook is on a5, then I can play my b pawn up to b5 and liberate my last trapped piece here. And at that point, White's advantage should start to decline. Okay, if I play b5 immediately, he can just take it. Okay, so rook here to play b5. And I'll be able to play something like bishop b7 here. Maybe trade that bishop off. And if I have to give up an extra pawn, well, that's the way it goes. Maybe worth it to survive the gambit. Aha, so he brings his rook to the 4th rank to oppose my rook. Now if I play rook up, he's left his back rank undefended, so rook here threatens. No, it doesn't threaten. His knight protects the e1 square. Okay, but there may be back rank ideas. If I could get to the c1 square, that would be mate. He's left this pawn hanging, but it's a little too dangerous to go pawn grubbing right now. Pawn to b6 supports the rook and frees up at least one square for my bishop. So I can play bishop b7. So maybe that's an idea. Takes. Okay, but I don't see how he's going to keep my bishop trapped any longer. He can play bishop to b5 here and win the d-pawn when I move my bishop away, but that's a price I'm willing to pay in this position. Okay, so he's bringing his knight into the game. See, if I just take that off immediately, he has a couple pieces on this square. That might be dangerous. He's opened up his back rank, though. The bishop can retreat to f1 and stop any mate. Let's see, where is the knight going? The knight could go to here or to here. It could be going to the b5 square, hopping in here and here. Probably, though, the plan is to go to f5 and hit some of these squares around the king, like a check here, trying to disrupt the defense of the bishop. So let's put a rook on the e file and cause him to think a bit, if we can. Maybe even queen to e7 is an idea to chase his queen away from this good post here. That's trapping my bishop. I still have bishop b7 if I need it, but bishop b7 doesn't do much at this point. It's just hitting this pawn on g2, which I can't get. I can't easily get more force on. He opens up that diagonal. Bishop b7 anyway. I'm not sure. But at least it's got a few squares it can go to now. And I have, let's see, I could think about putting a piece on the e4 square here, hitting his rook and hitting the knight. So rook to e. Oh, he goes back there with the knight. So if I take, his rook will go there. Let's chase the queen away. Okay, now I have a choice here. I could take with the bishop or the... no, I can't. I have to take with the rook. I take with the bishop, he's got two pieces concentrated on the f7 square. So I think I'm just going to trade off this knight and go for bishops of opposite color ending, which is kind of drawish, but well, he's a higher rated player. He should be playing for the win here. It's his job to prove that he can win. With the white pieces and higher rated, he should be trying to win. Also, as long as the rooks are still on, it's not that drawish to have opposite-colored bishops. It's more about rewarding the attacking player. And I will have, after I grab a pawn and we count these as balancing each other out, I will have one extra pawn. So let's see, he needs to come up with something here, I guess. Yeah, it's funny, if the knight moves, I have a pretty deadly threat here. Now he goes back to f1 immediately. Okay, so what I'm thinking is bishop takes knight, rook takes knight, and bishop takes pawn on b2. And just play this position with bishop and rook against bishop and rook. And then it'll be whose turn will it be? Let's see, takes, takes, takes. It's his turn. And his pieces will be here and here. Can he attack anything? And this is all going to be defended. He can put his rook over here. Well, he can take this pawn at any time. That's true. But I could maybe defend this pawn. Let's take this off at least. Oh, he can't take that pawn. So bishop here. Now I may need to make a move to give my king some lift. Probably the move g6 here to give my king some air. Oh, he wants to go to this. And yeah, I was a little bit afraid of that. So that is more drawish, and I don't have a way of avoiding the rook trade here. Yeah. The reason I didn't take his rook, is because he would take with a pawn, and then this pawn here would not be a passed pawn anymore. But it is right now. It's a passed pawn. And well, let's keep all my pawns. They might come in handy someday. So I'm going to move my king up to maybe c5 and then play e5. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. He could have played his king all the way to e4. He's not doing that. Maybe he has another plan. This kind of plan, where he just stops everything with his king and his bishop. So maybe that's good enough. Let's see. Maybe I'll try for a little bit. Okay, yeah, that was probably a good move. He freezes all of my pawns when he moves like that, when he plays a move like that. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, his bishop could go there. Is there any way I can bring my king in? As long as this pawn is here, it keeps my king from going forward to these two squares. I was thinking I could bring my bishop over here and harass this pawn and force these pawns to move forward, but I can't really do that. So I could try penetrating on the other side. No, I can never penetrate on this side either. Okay, I'm going to offer a draw.
Check. Draw offered.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I was a bit careless there. Can he penetrate with his king? That's the question. He's going to this side, so let's bring my bishop back to defend the pawn. I don't see how he can go forward from here. But, well, he's letting me penetrate. As long as his king is there, I can't get through, because he's guarding this square with his king and that square with his pawn. So there's just no way for me to make progress here. And what he did do was he opened up an avenue over here for my king. So I can potentially come in on this dark squared diagonal over here when he pushed these pawns forward. Or he could push the h-pawn forward and just completely lock it up, and that would be a draw again. As long as he's got tempo moves. So my king is here. I don't have to move it. My bishop is defending the pawn. Let's think. If I move the bishop away from this diagonal, then he could push on. I take. He takes, I take. Doesn't look that promising. Or I could just move my king. He still can't penetrate here.
Draw offered.
Sent another draw offer. This really is a draw.
Game drawn.
Okay, he gave up. So, well, it was an interesting game. We will take a look at it and see if I had winning chances. I play the Moeller attack from the other side too, so I'm interested in it from that point of view. So we'll check it out in the postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.